Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dawncaster after the painful loss with the Caduceus Arcanist. I was a little too confident in myself, but that is on me. Today, like I said last time, I think we're going to do a Seeker run. I'm a big fan of the Seeker. Their Knuckles build is pretty cool, so we're going to try something a little different. I think I'm going to go the path of Quarterstaff for this. Go for the bonus health. If I had enough to go full Shuriken, I probably would take us path of the Shuriken, but I do not have enough for that. I don't have enough for this either. The extra gold would be nice. So we'll just sit at the 77 that we have up there. What we have for today: Tactical Intimidation is 250 or more damage on a single hit. Restock the Arsenal, survive the final encounter, which I guess we could keep. And then Sunborn. I'm not going to do Sunforge for a little while, so we'll call to arms and night, survive the final encounter of the night. Well, that's unfortunate, so it looks like I know what we're playing in the next run, depending on how this run goes. So, start the new game. Pretty up our Seeker. I'm a huge fan of the Dark Elf style portrait here, or a Moon Elf. The Knuckles have Cascade, trigger when played after casting. It costs 1 above or 1 low. So it has a really interesting indication of like showcasing flurry of blows for like a monk in D&D or Pathfinder. You play something that costs like free, and then you play the Knuckles for 1, and then you create a token that's free to play it for free, to play another Knuckles to create another token. Then you kind of repeat that until you run out of energy. It's really fun. But we're gonna go with the Quarterstaff, which has on hit, all Quarterstaffs deal 2 more damage. Focused weapon is your weapon power to start the next combat with 1 focus and a centered strike. All basic attacks and mantras deal additional damage for focus. Warding weapon, use your weapon power to start the next combat with barrier equal to 20% of your max health. I'm actually pretty tempted to keep focus weapon. We'll go with warding weapon. Mind Strike, discard a card, then make 2 basic attacks, gain 1 focus. Then Steel Soul, the next basic attack, grants barrier equal to the damage dealt. So we'll be pretty defensive, hopefully. Probably could work on getting rid of our defenses. Let's random up the name. Aoria the Horse. Sounds great. For this, as we get more people, if you comment on the videos or something, I can probably use your name if that's what you would like, and I could start including subscribers into the game. It would be like a first comment, first serve, but if we ever get to a point where there's too many comments for me to follow, I'll just dump them all into a pool and just randomly pick with like a dice roll or something, or a random name picker or something like that. I don't know. We'll get to that point probably. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. We're up to 16 subscribers right now on the channel, which is so insanely cool. I cannot begin to express how happy I am for that, and how thankful I am for everybody who sits there and watches, hangs out, likes, comment if you want to comment. It's all super helpful. If you get your way into the Dawncaster Discord, at me there somewhere, and I'll say hello. I wouldn't add me on Discord as a friend, only because I don't trust anybody who adds me on Discord, just because you shouldn't trust the internet. You shouldn't even really trust me. It's a dangerous place. Between catfishing bots and spam bots and things that steal your information and data, I would just be leery of adding anybody on Discord that you don't know, whether they share a place with you or not. So definitely reach out to me first and prove you're a real person in the Discord before we try to become friends. Looks like we're starting back out in the cemetery. So at least I have a feeling of how this works. We'll have the old driver with his creepy blue eyes. So we'll handle ourselves there, Mr. Gravekeeper. Gives us some money and we'll head off to our first opportunity. What a bushel of extraordinary large mushrooms growing between the gnarled roots of trees. Take a closer look. You recognize the mushrooms are highly poisonous. If you want, you could turn them into a potent weapon. Put one of your weapons in the poison. Yo. Okay, so it didn't add poison, it just upgraded it, but that would have been sick if the weapon gained like something that dealt poison damage. That would have been pretty neat. A marbled statue greets you along with a lopsided smile. Its one hand open towards you, the other a clenched fist along the side of its stone body. Transform a card into a different card of the same color and rarity. So we are going to transform one of our blocks. Yeah, I'll take the sharpening stone. Anything to start pushing our quarterstaves up. We'll hit another opportunity. We'll keep doing some opportunities before we get in. Upgrade a basic weapon, throw a weapon into the fire, warm your hands with fire. We'll upgrade a basic weapon. Now we got 2+1s. Let's hit this restless ghoul. Right out the gate. I think I want to spread the love across the quarterstaves. Vile Bite, 1 poison. Keep the tracker open here. 3 damage and inflict a poison. Poison whenever we take deal a card or heal. We'll take 1 poison, but healing will take 2 of the poison away. Seal Soul, your next attack grants a barrier. I think I want to hit, then hit. Whenever that pops up on the side over there, it's interesting that it shows up and you can see it. I paused the recording for a second. I need to really clear my voice, talk to my wife, or anything like that. I do have a mute feature. I forget what the button is. So I forget to hit it sometimes. I have like a real weird setup going here for all this recording. So gain 3 focus and draw a card. Man. Both of those are great. Those lay in wait. I think I'm going to take center. The focus, to gain focus, drawing a card, getting a little deeper. Card draw's always pretty good in my opinion. I don't know why, but this feels loud in my head. I had to change that. I had to take the volume down for myself, just a smidge. Howling winds sweep across the land, grit cutting your face, a sting and thunderous assault on your bare skin. The sudden gale forces you to find shelter in a nearby hillock. Yeah, we should find shelter, otherwise we take like a damage. We can raise our shield, which will burn one of our defenses away. You plant your shield firmly into the ground. It doesn't take long for the storm to pick up dirt. Alright. And it was at this moment, Necro realized he fucked up. In my hubris, I generated a button, OBS, to mute my sound when I was coughing and sneezing because I had some pretty big allergies during the making of this. So, I accidentally hit the button and never realized that I unhit the button. So, what we can see happening here is I am learning pretty quickly that we can use some focus. I'll be honest, I don't even remember half the stuff I was doing at this point. But I was basically explaining that we can quarterstaff our way through this. explained there about Center Self, how it can give you focus and draw a card, and you get more focus to draw more cards when you have 6 focus. Really nice. Here I go with Karma Strike, just because I don't feel that Fireball or Cryo Lance is worth it. And we can discard something to do extra basic attacks, which will focus on the Bow Staff doing extra basic attacks. I also realized that at the end of that match, the 2 damage the Quarterstaff gets is permanent through the match. It's not just for that round. We face off against the Abomination here. Do we like the Peaks and Fire? I don't know. I'm just sort of trying to fill this empty air right now. There we get some barrier by discarding a Quarterstaff to deal 1 Quarterstaff. Hit with a Quarterstaff after Iron Soul. Just double checking what the effects are up there. Afflictions reduce on them. It's fine. Set ourselves to draw a card. We don't really have enough to use it. Surge of Intellect into the Surge of Dexterity. Just Quarterstaff our way home. Here we go with Greater Good, just because I felt that if we could get something that's really upgraded, we have Greater Good to utilize. Garrote we're not going to take because it's Sinister and we don't have a Sinister build, and Trick Shot's cool, but we're not really doing arrows. Plus, Greater Good synergizes pretty well with the Karma, where we can discard Greater Good and deal 3 basic attacks, if we're not going to use it. Karma Strike, specifically. Here we actually have an interesting event that I haven't experienced yet. Ruby Hilda Dagger. So we pry it out, and we end up getting a dagger basic attack. I wasn't sure at this point if it was going to be like a rare, something special, or just this, but we get a dagger basic attack that can deal 5 and crit hit for 10, if it's played first. Ambush it all. The Skullwing Moth. So Karma Strike away the Conjured Quarterstaff, and we Quarterstaff him in the face. Infected makes damage happen when we discard, but we don't care about that. Quarterstaff will kill him. Level up. Magic Amplitude. Toxic Triage. We're not going to do a Toxic build. And Firebrain is interesting, but Seeker gets a couple rerolls since we have the upgrades. Magical Ornaments. Basic attacks deal 2 additional damage, and we can take an extra one of those. That actually is what we probably end up going with, and by probably I mean we do, because I know what happened. This is future Necro watching past Necro be an idiot by having himself muted for all of this time. Oops. Durable would have been interesting because of the weapon ability. And here's our first mistake. We take the Drake Familiar. I was very excited by it. I had no idea what it was. Now I understand that you can have a familiar and you need cards to trigger them when you activate them. We don't find out about this until later in the episode. And by later in the episode, I mean the next episode, which I've already recorded. Ring of Power. And Ring of Power and Philosopher's Stone in the graveyard with me are crazy. I feel like it's every build. I should just stop taking them. We try out the familiar. It has the fire attunement, frost attunement, lightning attunement. They do special things based on elemental cards you're using. Fire's energy, frost will give you barrier, and lightning will give you draw. So I go with frost because I think, oh, frost, barrier. Well, I'll take frost. What? Companions. Companions are loyal combat ally. You gain their passive effect and play cards when you let them act. Their strength increases with deck size. Okay. So, we'll daggers first because it's a crit. What in the what? Forgotten Mask. Another equipment. Discard a card, shift 0 to 30 times to transform into Chimera's Visage and add it to your deck. Sure. We'll open this grave. A Philosopher's Stone. Every time. So a little Forgotten Mask. Shift. Not permanent, is it? Oh, it's just discard. Okay, okay, okay. Frost. That was convenient for me. We'll hit him with the daggers. Now I need to check, does that count? Another Sharpening Stone. Mind Strike, discard a card, make 2 basic attacks, gain 1 focus. It's pretty good. I think I want the Centered Self because playing 2 of these then puts us up to drawing a card every turn. Now I want to check this mask though. Oh, maybe I have to shift. Assume a new form. Oh, okay. I have to shift. Okay. Then that's useless. So we can give that to whatever his name is, the collector, if he shows up. Start of the turn, he gains barrier. That's fine. We'll center self and then quarterstaff him in the face. Pass the turn. Flick some Doom on me, which is fine. I'm not going to play with Drake Familiar because we already won. Inflict 3 poisons, synergy, inflict more. Effects with synergy trigger whenever you play a non-conjured card of the same type while this card is in hand. So it's an action. Deal 4 damage, deal extra poison damage equal to your opposed poison. We don't have that, so it looks like I'm taking a third centered self. We are just real centered. A rather fancy gravestone. Give me all that money. I am greedy. We've got the Pale Warden. I think I'll heal real fast. And then we will weapon and we'll fight the Pale Warden. Surge of Intellect. Purple Ray for 5. I'll take it, I guess. Armor equal to my discard pile. Well, that was rude. We pinned? Oh, he pinned us. Okay. Well, that's fine. I can discard Greater Good. Apparently beat his face in. And then we can center ourselves and end the turn. He can't really get through us. We drew a terror, but that's fine. He dies to the dagger. Okay, the graveyard, much easier. At least to me it is. Shapeless Mastery. Discard a card. Discard your hand and shuffle your discard pile into your deck, then draw 3 cards. Oh, I like that. Sandcastle. It creates clones. I don't really understand clones yet. So, it's really dumb of me to like mute to do one thing and then unmute just to clear my throat, I guess. Foretell 4. When played or discarded, the next card you draw has no energy cost. I like both of these because I could discard this and then play Centered Self. Or I can play it, then play Centered Self. Shapeless Mastery is good. We'll come across it again. I think Foresight is better. We can explore the area some more. Can at least heal. I don't think there's anything in our deck that we care to remove that really matters. So we can leave the area. And we wind up in Canto 2 for Bright Candle. So, this is going to be kind of a short video because I'm not going to proceed to the next area. I'm going to try and do these shorter. This is an interesting character we have going right now. So we can go to the blacksmith. We'll upgrade all of our basic attacks. I forgot the dagger is considered basic. That's convenient. The Forgotten Mask we actually don't need. We'll go to Consul Eveline, and we will skip through as we are just passing through. She will have us do the task for her. We can look at what the Alchemist has potions-wise right now. I don't think there's anything I care about. None of these potions are permanent for us, and nothing allows them to persist right now, skill-wise. So, I don't really care to get one from her. just leaves us the bright candle in, but we don't need to heal. So, we will leave. I am ready. We have done the Dying Star, so I think for this run, the Vesperian Mansion. We enter the Lively Mansion outside of Bright Candle. I've never done this one, so this is where we'll pick up in the next episode. I do apologize for the botched sound recordings I have here in the middle of this. I can only try and fix so much. I'll see if I can make sure to get rid of that abrupt sneeze that I did not mute. Allergies and whatnot. I am a fragile flower. But this has been Dawncaster. As you know, if you're watching from the cover, thank you for stopping by, for watching, for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. It is truly a pleasure to try and do this. It's something I enjoy and share it with everybody else. As I mentioned in the last episode, after we died, I do intend on adding more content because I don't just want to be a Dawncaster channel, although I don't mind adding it as a primary series. I don't want to hedge pin myself like Northern Lion did, or Huts, or any of them into solely playing this like they do The Binding of Isaac or another game like that, because I do have a wide range of games I do prefer to play, but I have really been itching to probably play Neo again just because of the new game, and I've been avoiding videos like the plague for it. The Backlogs has a new video out that I would love to watch, but I have not watched it. As for all those creators I've mentioned, they are way more famous and popular than me, and I'm sure you know of them, but if you don't know them, please, by all means, go check them out. They are amazing content creators. Everybody that I talk about really have inspired me to try and do this, and most of the games that I play, besides this one, I learned from watching them. So, with that, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for any of the likes or subscriptions you've done. They do truly help. Not so much for that, it just makes me feel good. You don't have to do it, but I do appreciate knowing that you want to stick around to see more. Till next time, I'll catch you later. Necro out. Oh yeah, be sure to be safe, look out for one another, and resist.